Hello, everybody. I'm Terry at Holding Your Space, and here is Hershe, the shadow reader. So,
Hello, everyone.
welcome,
Sorry.
everybody. I know you know Hershey. She is always has great chat, lots of wisdom in your chat, Hershey, all the time.
Thank you. Thank you.
And yeah, really. So we're excited to meet you. And
I'm
Maruta,
excited to be here.
yeah, Tom's your big cheerleader today. He's like,
Oh, man.
breathe.
I don't know where my days would be without him.
He's amazing.
Oh, my God. He is a blessing for me.
Hypnicity, Annie Bear, Maruta. Let's see who else is here. My my well, I could say my computer's acting up, but it's my fingers acting up. So when I try to use
I'm
something,
not even trying to touch my screen. My
oh
hands are trembling, so
yeah,
he'll probably kick me out or something.
hypnicity.
I'm just going to leave everything as is.
Yeah, definitely. So how's your day going?
Much better. Much better. Much better.
Good.
I'm here and I'm present. It's a good day.
I'm so glad you're here, and I like your background. I like that all white. I'm gonna paint my sunroom and, try to do stuff in there, but it's kinda like a light blue, and it
Oh,
turns my skin purple.
oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
So I've done a few things in there, and it just doesn't work. Annie Vera says, "Just breathe, 3 deep breaths." I love that, Annie Vera, right?
Hmm.
Everybody loves your hair.
Oh,
You've got the hair.
no, yeah, I've got that. Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you.
Well, you thought you saw Gerald Hypnicity? Oh, I hope so.
Oh,
Yeah, Tarot
well,
Smash. Hi, Carol. Nice to see you. She's got her butterflies going on. And Annie Bear says, "You are
you're an
my
animal. Yeah,
family here." Yeah, just all your cousins, your sisters and brothers, we're all here.
my tribe. Yep, yep,
Yep.
absolutely, absolutely. Whew, sorry guys, I'm trying.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So, hypnicity, I usually pull a card for the beginning. Um, did you bring any cards? Do you have any cards with you or
I,
anything?
I absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
good.
I have
Yeah.
yawns, cards, pendulum,
Yeah. Oh, cool. You got all your tools here.
guides. They're all here. The
I
gang's
love
all here. I don't
You
have
brought
all
your
my
tools.
tools, but I'm piecing it together. I'm starting on the floor, and as I build one piece and one step at a time, I will add, and you guys will watch me grow
Mm.
as a whole, as I go.
I love that. I can just see your light shining.
Yeah, I'm on the floor every live, and I'm learning discipline for myself that I haven't had before. So it's a growth thing for me too.
I love that. I love that. It's a growth thing for everybody, I think, you
Oh,
know?
absolutely, absolutely. I deal with my trauma every day, every day. I'm learning to replace the word trauma because it in itself is a trigger. So that's why I say
Mm.
shadow, and a lot of people don't understand until I say the word trauma, and then they usually throw up or back up, or I didn't mean to say throw up. They back up, and but the ones that are really ready, they want to know, and I've started telling my stories, and it's not for sympathy or anything. I don't. That's not what it's about. It's about encouraging somebody else to talk about their healing, not what they've been through, how they want to heal. And the negative is there. It's not going anywhere. It's the positive that you find while you're healing from it.
That's beautiful. I love that. That's our T-shirt today.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Positive and every negative. Yep.
Yeah, there really is, isn't there?
Yep. Yeah.
It's kind of amazing too. I find that a lot of intuitives have been through quite a bit, and that's kind of where we come from, to stop and smell and look and kind of get our intuition,
Yep.
seems to accelerate at that point in time. I
Exactly.
yeah, everybody's so excited. Everybody's saying hypnicity, hypnicity. Oh, so honey, I forgot to tell you on if you hit comments on my computer, it's on the upper right-hand side. You'll see everybody's comments. as they come in.
Oh, okay, right side for me. Oh, so it's basic. Okay, so this is like pretty much the same one that Thomas uses, and Kindness and Light. Oh, what was her name? Lisa from Kindness and Light. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I was
good.
so nervous to hit buttons because I was shaking so bad. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna mess this up," but I did it. I got it. So yeah, it's the same one. Oh,
When
I see
That's
everybody's chat
funny.
now.
Yeah, yeah. When, Hypnicity says, "Amazing how trading negative words for growth energies can help bring the light."
Oh, for sure,
Right,
absolutely,
Mary? Mary?
1,000%. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
When we um, use our words and name things,
Hmm.
it also brings us like an awareness, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure. If you give every trauma a time and place, and it literally starts healing itself. You just have to be consistent with it. You have to honor it. You have to acknowledge it. It was there. You take your ownership in it. You take your heart and you basically, unfortunately, you have to rip it apart and you put it back together with forgiveness, with hope, with love, with light, with balance. And all of that requires the ownership of owning the trauma itself. It has a place, a time in your life. It existed, and it just immediately starts getting lighter. But you have to be ready for that because it is not easy, because it starts with a primal release, and those are so intimate. And until you are ready for your ownership, you're not ready for that shadow to start healing yet. And that's the hardest part for people to get ready for.
Yeah, I think, I don't know about you, but for me, I realized, along the road that, having a safe space for that,
Yes. Yep.
telling
That's
my
what the
story.
platform that I'm building is for. It's not about talking about the trauma itself. Nobody's asking anybody to be vulnerable like that. It's about what you do to heal every day, or every week, or whenever your time and place is that you set for your shadow. Um, as long as you're consistent with it becomes a place where you need a place. And that's what the platform is for, is to talk about the healing, talk about the love, talk about the loss, talk about the grief, the balance that you found, the lesson that you learned, the goals you're setting for yourself, the little teeny tiny ones that eventually turn into stretch. But you build it just like a ladder.
Yeah, I love that, and I love that, that does require trust and vulnerability
Yes, yes.
of your heart, and I think, that's when true for me, that's when true healing started on some level, that then I kind of forgave my inner child, or my,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
let go of the shame and the guilt.
You're right. If you start seeing it as trash and you're ready to throw it away, you know you're healing. You know that you put the work in. You know that it's no longer affecting you. It's no longer hurting you. It's no longer stabbing you. It's something that you gain strength from. You don't know how it happened. It literally just started happening. And the opposite of trauma is trash. You're done with it. You know what I'm saying? I know that right now, to hear it for the first time, people are going to be like, that doesn't make sense. But if you literally sit down and you just start talking about it, and I learned this in psychology, the more you talk about it, you are releasing it. You're taking your own power back, and you don't even realize it. Even in the smallest little details about it. You don't even have to say the whole thing. You can just say, today I surrendered. I'm going to tell you one little thing. And right then and there, whether you know it or not, it's already started. And it becomes trash, and you're done with it. And you can just throw it away. You're done with it. Let somebody else use it, and then let them be inspired by it.
I love that. That's beautiful. Kelly's here from Dozen Cats Wellness Tarot, and Kelly's got beautiful, beautiful messages about healing. Always.
Absolutely. I think that her and I have shared a couple of them beaten paths before. So
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah, so telling our story and releasing it, I love that. In fact, one of my great things after telling my story is my famous bucket.
That is a big, huge primal release, and every time you do it, it was trash. You know what you do with trash? You burn it, you throw it away. I'm done with it. Exactly. So
Yeah.
you're there because you put the work in. It didn't probably sound crazy for me to say it's not trauma anymore, it's trash. So
Yeah.
you release it all the time, and every time I see you pick your bucket up, I'm like, ooh, trash can. I get all excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a burn this week with it.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely. I highly
I
recommend it.
Yeah, and I've also thrown in some pictures before and some definitely some Kleenex. So
I don't blame you. I don't
few
blame you.
few tears. It's
Yeah,
like I think,
absolutely.
and we were talking about
While you're doing that, though, make sure you put in, blessings and hope and light. Doesn't hurt to put a little bit of that in there too.
yeah.
I know it doesn't sound right, but if you've done any kind of trauma work, trust me, you hear if you're going to take my trash and use it, at least do it with the right intentions.
No, well, you're right. I think I agree with you. I think that anytime you let go of something, you
Hmm.
have to embrace something.
Right, right.
Like you can't have that hold there, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You're still
Yeah.
holding on to it if you can't let go of it with love and light and kindness.
So, you talked about a psychology class and studying. Are you self-taught or did
Uh,
you go back and take courses
So
through all
with
this?
what I've had with the life I had, I found myself going to a lot of different schools. I went to industrial technology and I got a certificate or a degree or something. I don't remember. I found it after the aneurysms. I don't remember it. Cosmetology is but when my aneurysm happened, I was in my second year of psychology. I had an associate's degree and I was working on my bachelor's degree when I had my first two aneurysms, and
Sorry.
I don't retain the information. I've tried to retest back at Phoenix and get back into it, but I would have to literally keep starting over and over again. Like I said, I'm somewhere between 51st dates and notebook when it comes to what I'm going to remember. So it's challenging. I have to touch cards every day. I have to touch my stones every day. I have to ask myself every morning when I wake up, what do I remember from yesterday? I leave notes everywhere, notebooks everywhere. It's difficult, but no, I was actually going to school for psychology. I wanted to put my life into helping somebody else, and I felt the best way to do that was to dive into psychology where I could get into the darker parts of it, like the criminal psychology, the serial killers, the people that walk the darker paths that, there was a cycle and a science to what they went through, and I wanted to know more about it, and I wanted to find some form of positive and show that not all of them was this evil ugly person, because I was an evil ugly person as a child and as a teenager, and I'm not that person anymore. So change is 1,000% possible, but not without ownership. So I don't know. I was very thirsty and curious to it, but I'm now just putting out what I've learned so far in life and the little bit of schooling I'm able to retain.
Well, you're doing a tremendous job because everybody here in the chat is just raving about you, and you're always in the chat. You'll say something before I'll say it, or you have just the right thing to say.
That's it's because I have wonderful guides. I've been on the other side, so I see a little differently than people. I hear a little differently than people, and if something needs to be said desperately, they won't let go, and I'll put it in there, and I don't know what I'm saying. You're not the only person to say that, and it's like, yeah, one of these four told me. That's all I can say. They're always with me.
That's beautiful. Kelly says, my first release was done on my channel live out at the fire pit. I wouldn't have the courage without that support. It was amazing. I felt immediately a sense of relief.
It's almost instantaneously. I so know that feeling so well, and I have it all the time. I still do it. I just did it the other day. I just did it this morning.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Look at you. And other people are saying, oh, Hypnicity said she had a ruptured aneurysm and she has executive functioning issues.
Yes, I my right side's almost pretty much metal. My right side, my left side's pretty much organic with a few pieces of metal in it, but it's a constant misfire. It's like my AI side and my organic side, they have civil wars in there some days.
Oh. Um, so did you so you're retraining your brain constantly, or um do you like have not brain games, but I guess brain games, wouldn't they
I
be,
do.
to reconnect?
My medical team is wonderful. I mean, obviously, I'm still here after 8 aneurysms, so they're wonderful. Yes, I have these mandatory things that I have to do daily, and I forget. I forget, and then I'll get on there and I'll be like 6 days behind. Holy crap! But yeah, yeah. Some days I have to ask myself, when was the last time I took a shower? I'm just being honest. Like, if I'm misfiring or having seizures or just not getting through, yeah, yeah, it's a struggle sometimes.
Yeah, I think and um being through trauma, we have to reconnect our brain anyway too, without
Mhm.
the aneurysms even.
Every day. Yep.
Yeah, and
Every time.
retrain, because we learn those coping skills at a young age.
Yes. Yep. Yes, we do.
So, yeah, yeah. It took me a long time to realize that. I mean, you go through emotional and spiritual training, and then you figure out, oh yeah, the brain, the body part,
Yeah.
still
Most
there.
important one. Yeah.
So I love that you're working so hard and how successful you are, Hershey, and
Thank
everybody
you.
else here feels the same.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um,
I'm truly, like I said, I truly enjoy my borrowed time every single day. Even if I physically can't do it, that I mentally and I speak it. I'm constantly like, no negative today, just positive, or when the negative comes, I'm instantly jumping on the positive part of it. And then they're like, "Ugh, I don't want to talk to you no more." And I'm like, sorry, I don't have time for it. That doesn't get the rent space in my head for free anymore. I don't care whose it is. And I know that makes me sound even more cold hearted, but I'm not. I'm really not cold hearted. I'm just protecting myself and tightening my own boundaries so that I don't fall back into those patterns and shadows of who I once was. Every day it's a struggle.
yeah, yeah, right. Kelly says, I think that is so important that you can do it whenever you feel the need to. I think I don't know what she's talking about, but I think all of the things you're talking about are important.
Right. Well, it's not
Mhm.
easy, and it's not because I learned how to do it overnight. It's been years, years and years and years of just constantly cutting off what wasn't serving me anymore. I was working a tarot deck before I knew what a tarot deck even was. I've been reading oracles pretty much since I was a teenager, but never once had touched an oracle until uh, a tarot deck until my auntie said, "Everything you're saying is pretty much this deck." And I'm like, "Nah, it's impossible. It's impossible. There's 78 cards. How is it balanced? That doesn't work mathematically." I nitpicked it and picked it apart until one day I was like, "Holy cow, she was right." And I went in my room and I sat down with a Ciro Marchetti deck and book, the Easy Tarot, and about a week and a half later, I came out and I was very structured to it.
Um, Kelly, that might have been me. I'm trying to work this computer, and if it was, I apologize. I think somebody froze her accidentally, and it could have been user error here. Because we
I'm
love
not
you so
touching anything. Sorry.
much. No, I get in enough trouble on my own. I feel like for me, tarot is has been a long, hard journey. Oracles, love reading oracles. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like tarot, I'm kind of getting there, but each time I have to study it again, each card, and tell the story of the card
Right.
with my
Right.
intuition. But do you feel like that was something that you could still connect with and was true to your heart or true to your brain?
um, I found yes, yes, I would say yes would be the easy answer, but I would say the more of a struggle I had with it was finding ones that I could actually relate to. I would
Yeah.
I was struggling trying to relate to the standard RWS. The AI in me and the organic in me was like this isn't right. This isn't right. This isn't your life. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have this. You didn't have this. You didn't, and I had to make it fit so well. And I didn't stop until I found the kind of aesthetics that spoke my kind of language. And now I'm drawn to it. I have FOMO for it especially when it's a deck I don't have. and it's me. Like, it's me. Like, that's me. So, like the Marielle, oh man, I went nuts until I had it in my hand. Like, I was craving it. So
I'm going to write that one down. See, I have all these notes.
unless you have dealt with some yuck, I don't recommend it. Watch a walkthrough of it, but it's deep. It's deep.
Is
it's
it?
very deep. Yes,
Yeah.
it's very deep, and it's for. Like, I got through a lot when I got my hands on it. So, yes.
Yeah. Wow. So what other tools do you like to use?
Pendulums. I finally got my own pendulum. I have runes. I have my guides that never let me down. And without sounding like a weirdo, I have the ghost or the spirits, whatever you want to call them or relate to them as. The good ones, the bad ones, I have all of them. I have a huge spiritual team, and my totems, my pagan beliefs, my Buddhas.
Yeah.
I relate so much. So yeah, I have lots of tools. I only have a few with me. The rest I'm still getting out of storage, and like I said, one piece at a time. So.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
this is my travel kit that I carry all the time.
It's fun, isn't it? I think all of us have our little friends that we like
Absolutely.
to play here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that they're absolutely real, that people just don't see them, is the part that just cracks me up, because I will walk outside and everybody else is like, there's nobody out here, and I'm looking around like, yeah, it's a little crowded. I'm going to go ahead and go. So, you don't see what I see, or the environment or the color that I see it in. And that's a big thing for me now, that, depending on the person, the environment, the place, like, if there's been some ugly things done at certain places, it can call to me, and I can try to come help it and neutralize it and balance it. So, it's a spiritual world out there, and I can't wait for everybody to hopefully see it as I see it someday.
Interesting. So do you work with Azrael?
I work with Metatron, Azazel, and Uriel.
Oh, nice.
Uriel's just kind of around whenever I just call, if it's something that I'm a little unsure about. But Metatron and Azazel, 24/7, I've got a constant connection to them. I feel like I walked with them somehow in a previous walk, and I don't know how, but when I studied Azazel and what he represents, and when I studied Metatron and what he represented, I was like, oh, well, that's like I'm a dark moon child. Like, I was born in the darkness, and like that's natural. That's normal. That feels right. I wasn't greeted with pearly gates and all that when I was on the other side. It wasn't like that. Everything was dead. So it's a nice comforting connection to know that us dark ones are safe with our light too.
Yeah. What's Rumi says, darkness is the hole the light comes through.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I like that when we go into meditation and we're going in the Divine Mother and going through the soil and the
Absolutely.
black velvet. It's where you do see the light shine, the ley lines and
Yep.
the
Yep.
connection of the roots.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely. Yep.
it's very beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful. Lots
Do
of room
you
over here too for people that want to come.
Annie Bear's asking about Metatron. Do you feel like talking about him?
Sure. I'll
Okay.
what I feel like he will allow me to do. I'm not allowed to talk about some things. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be wonderful. We'd love it.
is there anything like specific?
Hmm. I don't know. Annie Bear, is there anything specific you want to know about Metatron?
He says that he walked amongst us in his day. That he was once a man. He's fought for the light in the darkness. He doesn't do a lot of light work, like. Not saying that he doesn't do light work because that's what he does. He's an archangel. He does light work, but he's not religious. He's spiritual. He doesn't have ownership or claim titles. He says he doesn't want the negative. He wants the balance to be positive and uplifting. And every time you're focusing on that negative, but you can't find it, it's because he's there with you, and he's saying that he replaced those negative words with positive affirmations to keep you going through your day.
Wow. So you
Sorry.
channel Metatron.
Yes.
Honey, that's such a gift. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it.
This isn't easy for me, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, it's easy. I'm with you guys. I'm with family. I've got my protection circle and tools, but it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm stepping out of the closet a little bit right now.
Well, just take your
I don't
time.
do this for nobody but my family. So this is just another part of me being me.
You're doing a great job, and take your time. We'll go as slow as you want. We don't have to you don't have to channel any more than you want to, but I'm going to tell you, I think this is the first of many, many times that you'll be on doing this. So I feel a real, I can see you doing a lot of this and people loving it. Right, everybody? Yeah, everybody's saying you don't have to apologize. You're doing great. Um, Psychic medium Jordan Cockburn is here. Hi, Jordan.
Hello.
Metatron is an awesome dude. He is not of living form. He's an energy being there for everyone on the planet.
Yes.
A lot have worked with him and don't even know it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's beautiful. So, everybody wants to give you love and hugs. Spirit Watcher Suzanne.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, flowing. Everybody's giving you lots of love. Oh,
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Tupelo honey. Tupelo honey. Tupelo honey. I hope that's right. I know I'm doing that wrong. It's
I
okay.
don't know, but it's a beautiful name.
Yeah. Sending you arrows of strength. That is beautiful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, and I get a lot of wings around you. So a lot of winged ones here, bringing you in lots of love, honey.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm extremely protected.
Yeah. Do you want to draw a card for
Sure.
the day?
Sure.
Thought maybe we usually do that at the very beginning, but we got into such a great conversation that I thought, well, not that we're not still having one, but oh, somebody wants to come out and play while we're talking. Oh, Richie says, hugs to you, Hershe. You're so brave. Your vulnerability is empowering to us all. Oh, Tupalo. Thank you, Teresa. Everybody has to help me with language.
Sorry.
Are they telling you jokes?
No, he said stop shuffling and take the top 3. And I got intergalactic mastery, confirmation. Where's my camera at?
right
Sorry,
there.
my hands are trembling, guys. I'm so sorry. You guys hold my arms up and make me stop this shaking.
Aw.
And then I got Resurrection,
Oh, yes. I want some of that.
and I got Solitude.
Oh, right?
Oh, my hands. Sorry.
No, that's beautiful. Beautiful. I
Usually I
love
let the
that.
cards jump, but apparently not today.
Oh, Tupelo Honey from Van Morrison. I get it. Well, that took me a hot minute, but I love Van Morrison. So I pulled from our Lord Ganesh,
I love that.
and right, I just love him. I love all the stories on this. It's just
Mm-hmm.
so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And he rides an elephant, and it's steadfastness. So I think this is for you, Hershey. One foot in front of the other.
It's a beautiful card. It's a beautiful word.
Yeah, and I think it's for all of us because that's what we're here to do, right? And being present is all about one foot in front of the other, not about um, getting ahead of ourselves or looking at the clock or how many things are on our list to do that day if you
Mm-hmm.
had time to make the list. And then delight, finding our inner child and our joy, having a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, finding
You know,
something that
she's singing right now because of what I'm doing. So yay, that's perfect.
you're doing amazing. Everybody loves it. So yeah, finding joy. Um, and um, and healing our inner child with that, and then you feel the splendor. So I love
Absolutely.
that, and I love that Lord Ganesh has the butterfly too, and then he has all the beautiful designs on his trunk here.
My I'm in the middle. Well, I'm not in the middle. I've already created my oracle deck. It's sigils and the butterflies and the transformation and everything. Like all of that. Yes, yes. The crazy lines when I do get my deck out and people see it, they're gonna be like, "What?" And it's controlled chaos. So don't judge me. Just open it up. It's simple. It's easy, and it's everything those three cards just said.
Well, chaos is infinite possibilities, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like sacred design.
Yep. It's only chaotic when you're not paying attention to it. Give it some time and place and watch it become controlled, balanced chaos, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Well, especially when you look at the sometimes when we meditate, when we go to that place, the gap, the space between atoms, the space
Mm-hmm.
between
Yep.
silence or between thoughts,
Yep.
and I see that as that kind of like the background on our screen here today, and looking at that and just thinking that that's all there is. And for a minute, it's chaos until you go into that super consciousness, and then it's like, oh, thank you. There's
Yep.
nothing
Absolutely. Yes. 100%.
to
Every bit.
grab.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, there.
yeah, it's beautiful. Well, tell us about your deck. So, are you drawing it? Are you
Yes, it's all hand drawn sigils, and there I'm in the copyright part of it right now. I finally got the money saved up to get everything copywritten, and then once I get all that done, I'm going to try to find a affordable printing solution. And that's at this point that's my stretch goal. So right now my short-term goal is to get through the copyright process that I'm doing and doing everything on my own, doing all the homework. I had a lot of teachers that guided me, but now, cords cut, I'm on my own. So I'm doing it one little step at a time, and it's very slow motion. It probably won't be this year, unfortunately, as much as I wanted it to be, but I have things that need to be taken care of first, and it's not time for that deck yet. So they need to know who I am first before they can understand what kind of deck I'm bringing out with my sigils, because of the trauma I have experienced in my life. These sigils are so strong and very much in tune to exactly what they are. They were created for the most utmost protection and guidance from above.
Wow. I can't wait to see him. Um, um, so what do you feel like? Yeah, everybody's saying we can't wait to see your cards.
It'll be
Um,
a little bit, guys. It'll be a little bit.
that's okay. So, are you thinking about a website to go with this or a book or?
I want to write a book. I want to tell my story, but I don't know if I can physically do it. But I want to figure out a way to get my story out there in book form. But website, don't know if this could handle it. If I'm just being honest. It's what I can consistently put into my life that makes sense without it being lost to confusion. So it's
Wow.
it's a work. It's a work in progress, but I don't know about a website. But I definitely am thinking book.
Yeah, websites are hard, aren't they? They're like that's
Yeah,
a
I
completely
struggle
different
just with
animal.
Facebook, and I know I don't have. What's that? What Instagram? I had that. I got rid of that a couple of years ago. Like I couldn't keep up with how to keep. I can't even talk. I can't even get it out. It's not meant for me. I've never had a TikTok. I don't do all that Twitter. Like I have Facebook and I have YouTube. I don't have anything else. I can't handle anything else outside,
Yeah.
you know, the people that find me and want me to hear their story and want to know how I healed. And, I try my best to inspire them to do their own healing. They're the ones that have to do the work. I can't do it for them, but I can definitely give them a safe platform for them to start. So I really have a full plate. So, but I'm thinning it out as I go.
Hypnicity and I both want to know what a sigil is.
A sigil.
Sigil.
There's my brain with the misfire. A
Yeah.
sigil, it's their protection sign symbols. Sometimes, you take a word and you just keep writing the first letter that doesn't have you take out all the consonants and then you take out all you take out all the vowels and then you take out the double consonants and whatever's left, you turn that into a sigil.
Oh, I've never heard of it. I love that.
I was taught by Effany on Facebook. On YouTube.
Wow. That's amazing. That's so cool. So it's like a hidden meaning.
Yes, yes. Oh, yes. No, every single one of my words, steadfast is actually one of my words, and the sigil is about, it's not about standing your ground in the moment. It's about standing your ground in the long term. Longevity and finding morals and roots and values for what you're standing for. So, yeah.
Yeah, everything's like that, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But a lot of people, they're moving too fast. They move too fast. Life moves fast enough. You don't have to try to keep up with it. But, they choose the fast lane and that's their choice.
Oh, Pia's Life says she works with sigils a lot.
Yay, yay.
Yeah.
Hello, sigil sister. I love them. I love drawing them. I've been drawing them my whole life. I just called it doodling. And one day my aunt, Titi, she said, do you know what you're doing? And I'm like, no. And then she put up this channel on YouTube and she was showing people how to make what I was making. And I was like, well, that's an actual word. I'm actually doing something. What? I didn't realize I was actually doing it and been doing it my whole life and calling it doodling.
Isn't it amazing how we remember things?
It was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. Hi, Lizanne. She says, great show. My daughter made sigil cards. They're
Yay,
great.
yay, yay.
I think this is
I love it. I love it. I love it. They're so
right.
powerful and they're so positive. You when you're looking at them and you got one sitting on your dresser or your windowsill or just wherever. How can you get negative when you're looking at so much positivity and hopeful and protection? It's almost impossible. It's like, it's gone. It's all about positive.
Talk about strength. Yeah, coming from strength. I love that.
Absolutely.
Lizanne has a deck of cards, beautiful deck that I need to get. Um, okay. Pia's Life says, once I write them down, focus my intentions, I fold the paper and burn it. I also carved the sigil into a candle and burned the candle.
Yes, candle magic. Yes, 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 yes.
Ooh, I love
Yes, so
that.
good, so good. I do it all the time. I do it with my cord cuttings. I do it with my blessings. I do it with my protection, my rituals. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Um, wow. So I've never done that, but I really love it. I really love it. Um, words aren't always easy for me.
No, the words are very heavy. People take advantage of them.
Yeah, yeah, they're
A loaded gun. Yep. Or, I don't know if I didn't mean to say like the word, but you know what I mean. Sorry.
no, yeah, no, no, no. You're right. You're right. It's once we change the label on something too, because we hold labels, right? Like
Mhm.
you're the
Absolutely.
abuser, I'm the victim, and if you
Yeah.
change that
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
you're the blankety blankety blank, and I'm the fabulous person, changes the whole environment of everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, yes. Lizanne says, "Aw, thank you. Yeah, my cards, everyday art cards. They work magic." Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
I was just reading with somebody that had, I think it was, Freebird Spirit the other day. Or no, you know who it was? It was Kim and Intuitive,
Hmm.
and she pulled him out when we were talking.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Lizanne makes beautiful cards. She's an artist. Um, oh, and, Flowing says, "Yes, love that, burning a candle right now."
Yay.
Yeah, so fire is so, affirming and purifying. What's your favorite energy, or do you have one?
Air. I'm air, and I connect so strongly to my element, and I love blowing people up. I very rarely blow anybody out anymore, and that used to be what I used. I used so much negativity and so much that you know I was an ugly person. So I've literally turned it around, and I love blowing people up and inspiring them and encouraging them and lifting them. And life is just, and there's everything every day. You have your everyday routine, but sometimes even that gets crazy. But if you find the humor in it and you blow that humor up, it blows everything up and it lifts everything and it just elevates it. So I love my element and I use it to my full ability.
So I love that you just could name that right off the bat, because if somebody asked me, I'd really have to think what my favorite element was.
Well, I figure I can actually manipulate all of the elements with me just by myself. I can move water, I can move fire, and I can literally move earth. So why not have fun and enjoy mine and learn mine to the best of my ability so that I can take advantage as a chaos witch and use everything to the positive advantage that I have at my abilities.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Do you work with smoke very much, like tobacco or
Yep,
yeah,
yep, yep.
yeah. That's so cool. Um, I'm still learning about that, but I find it really interesting. Yeah, everybody's saying you're doing a wonderful job, Hershey.
Oh, guys, thank you so much. My hands aren't shaking as bad, so thank you for all the positivity.
Yes, Michelle Williams, words are powerful. They are. They
Mm-hmm.
are. And
Absolutely.
especially labels. And if we label ourselves, we really have to watch that self-judgment and whatnot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I grew up with so many people's forced thoughts in my head. I didn't know my own thoughts. I didn't know me at all. I didn't know anything about me. And when I had to, I had to serve time, and I spent 13 months in the hole, and
Oh, I'm
with
sorry.
literally a 8-inch window of light every day to hold on to. I found myself no place else but to learn me. And I did. And when I came out, I never got in trouble again. I've not even jaywalked. Nope. I don't have time for none of that anymore. I don't know what happened in that 13 months, but it changed my life forever.
Wow. So, is that where your guides came in, or have your guides just always been there?
No, no, I got these two. Well, I'm saying that like you can see them. Metatron and Azazel. I got them the day I died, March 14th, 2011. I woke up. I could see them and other things that right now they don't want me to discuss, but I could see them physically. I could see them, even though I was flatlined or whatever. Anyway, when I came to in the hospital room, they were still there. I'm like, I must not be awake yet. I kept telling myself like I'm not awake yet, and I'm like strapped down to the hospital bed, and I've got all these hoses and all these people in the room, and I'm opening my eyes, and I don't know what's going on, but yet the first thing I'm seeing is this huge, and I mean huge. Fully activated. I think he's somewhere around 30 feet tall. He's huge. I can't explain it, but he was just huge. And then he was like pulling at something, and I couldn't see above what he was pulling, but he was pulling Azazel like closer so that I could like see, but all I could see was like this sword. Like, I don't know what, I don't like the sword. This huge sword was just there. So I could close my eyes real tight. Like, okay. I'm not awake. I'm still dreaming. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And that was literally the first thing I said coming out of a 4-day coma and an 18-hour surgery and 2 aneurysms, 2 heart attacks, and 2 strokes. And the first thing out of my mouth is, this is ridiculous. Who the blank are you? I didn't know anything. And they haven't left my side. They've brought in a few others along the way, which is Miles and Slim. They are with me and watch over me when I'm not able to watch over myself.
Oh, wow. Ron, hi. Good to see you. Ron's saying hi to everybody. Teresa Ford has an interesting question. She says, you don't have to say it out loud, but do you have a secret name that you use when you practice?
No.
I think your name is so powerful just the way it is.
I just, well, this one says, hey, human, I'm just human, So when I'm dealing with them two, it's human, but, they'll joke around and say, oh, God, it's the Gemini or the wild one, or, they're jokingly saying stuff. But no, I just say Hershe.
Yeah. So a near-death experience, that's like another huge thing, right?
Yes, ma'am. And I've had 2 of them in the same 24-hour period. Yes.
Wow. I don't know if you want to talk about those or leave that for another time, or.
Sure. I'm an open book.
Well, we can, that's probably another show, actually.
Absolutely.
We can come back and do that another time.
Absolutely.
I'd like to hear a lot about that.
Absolutely.
I haven't had one, but I understand that they're just, obviously life-changing because you come back.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. And yeah, I get Archangel, several of them around a lot, but I love that you can see them and feel them, and there's nothing better, is there?
It's wonderful. I find it a bit annoying when I can see these two whenever I want them, but if I'm not meant to see who they might be communicating with or talking to, or they're on a level higher than I'm allowed to experience, I can tell they're there, but I can't see them. And when I hear them, it just sounds like they're going wah 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 wah. There's this weird sound going on, or these popping sounds, and I'm like, well, that's just annoying. Just go. just go talk to them, you know, like especially if I'm channeling or and somebody, you know, calls them or they're like, oh, we have to leave and they're just gone, you know, and I'm like, okay, well, guess we'll pick this up later, you know. I mean, I don't get mad about it. I find humor in it. I think it's adorable and I've just learned to get comfortable with it. They come and go so quickly.
Wow. We're getting a lot of comments in the chat. Ron says he had one and it changes your life ever after.
Every bit. Yep. Nothing is the same.
Welling says, I would always talk to my patients about their experience NDE when I was in ICU RN. Beautiful experience.
Yes, it's I don't talk a lot about it. I just started opening up about it since I've been in this little group and outside of my family, you know, when people physically look at me, they don't think, you know, I don't physically look like there's anything wrong with me, but that was part of their plan. You know, they wanted you to know that, you know, going on the other side, walking in limbo, walking and touching the everlasting graveyard of the other side, the realms of realms, it's not meant for everybody. Not everybody is meant or will experience it or understand the true definition of borrowed time, coming back and knowing that you got to come back because you have to tell your story. That's your job. You need to explain to people, you know, it's not meant for everybody to see it the way you saw it or hear it the way that you hear it. But if you can visually bring them to what you saw, then if they choose not to see it, then that's on them. And that's where I'm at with learning how to open up about everything. Not everybody's story is the same, you know, so.
I think it makes it such a beautiful universe that not everybody's story is the same. And we're
Absolutely. We're all trying to get to the same place the best way we know how, as my auntie would say. You know, so it's all about learning, finding what's meant for you, holding on what resonates, and, you know, letting somebody else pick up some of that other stuff. You like it, but, you know, if it's not resonating, let somebody else have it. You know, it's not meant for you. So stop being greedy.
Yeah. Hypnicity says your story is fascinating. You're here for a reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Definitely are, Hershe. Cheyenne says, do you have an immediate connection with others who have had an NDE?
Yes, I do. Usually, yeah. Usually, well, that or one of these two will be like, yeah, I woke him up too. And I'm like, so, okay. You know, they lead me to the people that are similar to me.
Yeah. Let's see. I was trying to find another one. Oh, yeah. I love that. That's a great question, Cheyenne. Okay. P.S. Life says, I'm newer and in the closet, as it were, to Hershe. These groups are so amazing. It helps to have others who understand. Right? It
Absolutely.
really does.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's hard to come out on your woo-woo side. And
oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, if we shouldn't say that word anymore, but it's hard to come out with that. And then it's, and then there's varying degrees of it.
Oh, yes. There's so many different levels, and, you know, it's just about doing it for yourself and when you're ready. Don't let anybody ever rush you to come out about your shadows, traumas, what you've overcome until you're ready, because then they use it against you most of the time, or they hold it over your head, or, you know, they think that that's their ace in the hole when the whole time, because you're the one that's carrying that cross and that burden, you're the one that's doing the actual healing. The more that they throw it back in your face, that becomes motivation to hurry up and get over it, because that thing can't rent space in my head. No more, I'm done with you. You gotta go. So, you know, the vulnerability of just me letting the world know that I literally am capable of this and this and this because of where I've been and the shoes I've walked in, the beaten paths that I've always chosen to take. are just pieces of me. I'm a new person every single day.
Oh, okay. That's what a yogi says. Yeah. You're a new person every second, every day. Yeah.
Every day. Yep.
Yeah. That's our t-shirt, people.
Oh,
Another one.
another one. I got 2 today. I've been keeping count. Well, they've been keeping count.
Hypnicity says, I've had several accidents in my lifetime, but I don't recall being on the other side, but I think I've had NDEs. Hypnicity, I was just thinking the same thing. That's funny. Well, it's not, it's synchronicity. And
Yes.
go figure that it happened with this group, right?
Yeah, I don't believe in coincidences, so it has to be a synchronicity. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Ron says, once you had DNA, you know that death does not exist. Life goes on.
Yep. Absolutely. And there's like I want to jump on so many of these, but with it being another show and with this one telling me be still human, no human, all I can say is Ron, absolutely. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, and Ron recalls most of his with pictures.
I have 100% memory of every single thing. And yes, mine was more like waking up looking at a Dante Inferno's oil canvas painting, but it was ever so real. It was ever so real. I remember every bit of it. When there's years of my memories and of my life that I've lost with 8 aneurysms, for some reason, my brain will never forget March 14th, 2011.
March 14th, 2011. Wow. So you've had a lot going on since then. Look at all you've done. It's amazing.
Well, I've always seen ghosts and talked to elementals, weird things. My family thought I was the freak and would lock me up as a child or institutionalize me in some psychiatric center because I talked to weird imaginary friends, and I tried to explain the difference to them, like, no, they're not imaginary, but they didn't understand it. I knew death was going to happen to certain individuals, and I would tell them about it, and very shortly thereafter it would happen. And there was just different things that I could do as a child and my family literally kept locking me up for it because they thought something was wrong with me. So
yeah,
I shut it off. And I literally went to the streets. I went to the bad side, or whatever you want to say, and I turned into this rebellious person that rebelled against anything. It wasn't even authority. It was everything, unless it was organically nature, like an animal or a creature, or something that was defenseless, like a child or a senior citizen. If you were anything other than that, you were fair game to me, and I didn't care. And we were going to play tit for tat, and I was going to win because I'm the queen and I wrote the book, and that's how it is. So for me to literally not be that person anymore lets me know that everything I remember now is because I'm going to need it to help somebody else get through something very similar.
And as you've gone through all this, you recognize that is just a trauma
Absolutely. Yes.
reaction of a child that has had to
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. When trauma happens as a young child, it's just we react in ways that can protect us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that comes in so many different forms.
Yes, it does.
So that's such an important message. I love that, Hershe. So Teresa Ford says, mine was gray, nothing, and felt like home. Then I popped out of the water at the floating raft. I didn't say anything to anyone. My cousin didn't even notice I was underwater.
Oh my God. So she said a key word, and I'm going to have to, we need to talk.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, gosh, okay, we're almost at an hour, Hershe, and this was
time went by fast.
You were incredible. I mean, talk about interesting. Everybody's riveted. And is there anything you want to say to everybody?
Never give up. Keep hope alive. Life is just, and keep reminding yourself this every single day, no matter if if it's a little bitty thing or it is literally the biggest thing ever in your life, tell yourself immediately, life is just, and find the positive. I guarantee it's there.
I love that. I love that. Well, I hope you'll be on again soon.
Absolutely.
And I hope
Right
that
away.
you'll, yay. Okay. If you'll stay on while we say goodbye to everybody and we'll talk. All right, everybody.
Bye, guys. Until next time.
Oh, Gerald, I've been thinking about you through this whole thing, honey. You have to rewatch.
Oh.
Okay. Namaste. Our light sees your light.
Bye,
We'll see you
guys.
later.